Without Eric there.
Hello,
Eric.
everybody. Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Attractions Podcast. I'm trying to fix my Kermit. I tried to decorate my set because, as you will see later, our special guest, Eric O, has a very cool backdrop, and I'm jealous.
Super jealous. I have to bling out. I always point the wrong way. I have to bling out my backdrop. This side is pretty cool. There's all
Yeah.
sorts of neat stuff, and it does drive my camera crazy because it's constantly like focus seeking on it. But this side, I have all these posters and things that are sitting in a pile right here, and I've been talking for years about hanging them. So one of these days, probably just before our final episode ever, whenever we
Oh.
or at least my final episode. I know this show will go on forever, but at a certain point, the ratings for me are just gonna tank, and they're gonna yank me off the air. But that will be the day that I finally hang something on this bare brown wall. Hi, good evening, everyone. Hello in
Hello,
the chat.
everybody. Happy Easter. Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
Joseph. Yes, hello,
Happy
uh,
Easter to everybody.
Michael.
Las Vegas for a few days. All right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's a way
I
to
hope
spend
that trip
Easter.
goes well.
Yeah.
Rodney. Yes, hello, Eric. We're going to be talking much more to Eric soon. Drew,
What is up, everybody?
good to see everyone. We're up to almost 50, so I'd say we can roll.
Okay, let's do it. In three, two. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 81. Yes, 81. I saw the comments last week. I got the numbers wrong. It's fine.
Oops.
81 of the Attractions Podcast. I'm Brittany,
And I'm Seth.
and we're here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. Seth, how have you been this week?
I've been great. Thanks for asking. I had one of the best Easters a Jew could ever hope for. Uh, no, I had a great week. The most important thing is I got my vaccine. My first round. I did it
Yay!
at the Orange County Convention Center, which was amazingly efficient. I never had to get out of my car.
That's
I
awesome.
just drove straight through. And I also got to test the new facial recognition system at the
Ooh.
Magic Kingdom. I tested both the new system with Apple Wallet, where you can use your phone instead of a Magic Band, and the facial recognition system at the same time.
Whoa.
Felt so futuristic.
So you've got your
And got my jab on the same day. So obviously, everywhere I go near a 5G tower now, Bill Gates and the ghost of Walt Disney's frozen head, they are now controlling my every thought, and I'm okay with it. I'm
you
okay.
must get great cell reception now. That's awesome. Well, how did you feel post dose
I
one?
I was fine. Sore arm for a day or two, but no big deal. So,
That's great.
and how was your week?
My week has been good. I've actually, Josh is out of town for work, and I've had peace and quiet for the past few days, and I've used it to go full spring cleaning on my house. So,
Oh, are you changing the locks so we can't mess it up
right?
once he goes
Yeah.
back?
I'll make him put on like sanitary like shoe covers when he comes inside and plastic gloves everywhere. It's been great. I've been able to do so much laundry and wash dishes. It's just been I feel so old that I'm like finding joy in this thing. I've been reading. It's been so peaceful.
It's called nest. It's called nesting. It's springtime. It's very appropriate.
Yes. And then I got some new outfits for my Kermie this past week. This was one of
Aw,
them.
adorable.
Yes. So he's just gonna hang out there. And then I've been catching up on my Netflix queue. I watched Defy Bloods, which
Mm.
was incredible and really difficult to watch in some places. And then I started The Queen's Gambit. Just a
Oh,
lot of things that I've put off for forever.
big
And
thumbs up. You will end up binging your way through that. That's
I
that's a hard one to put
watched
down.
I may or may not have watched like 4 episodes last night. But that's all I've been up to.
Well, I got to give the thumbs up to Godzilla versus Kong. I had moderate expectations. It was my favorite of the series so far. Really delivered.
That's awesome. Well,
Everything except the plot line with Millie Bobby Brown, which didn't
oh,
really need to be in the movie.
I
As much as I love her as an actress, had nothing to do with nothing.
I feel like all the MonsterVerse movies, you could just not have the humans in it,
If
and it
if
would be
if
fine.
a 90-minute supercut of everything that's just the monsters would
Yeah.
be brilliant. That I would love to see.
That I actually was supposed to go see that. That was going to be my first movie theater movie since
Uh,
last year. But Josh's work trip came up kind of suddenly, so we had to cancel the tickets. But I will go see that in a theater
think
when he
Black
gets
Widow is going to be mine.
back. Ooh. Well, they actually just put out a new trailer for that
Yep.
and changed all of the logo and everything. Very excited. But without any further ado,
Let's do
let's
it.
get into the news. I wish you guys could have seen the dance that Seth just
You have to
did.
be a special guest on this show and be logged into our green room in order to see the weekly in the news in the queue dance. That's the
Oh,
only way.
it's brilliant.
Only way.
If I could show you all, I would. First up, something I'm super excited about. The full main cast for Obi-Wan Kenobi has been announced, as well as a production start month. This month, actually. It's April now. Disney Plus is going to start shooting Obi-Wan Kenobi this month. It's going to be directed by Deborah Chow. She did a lot of the episodes that you probably call your favorites of The Mandalorian, starring Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, along with a bunch of other names that you might recognize, like Joel Egerton and what's her Bonnie Peace? Is that how you say it?
Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Also, Kumail Nanjiani picking up his 2 mega franchise checks, Marvel and Star Wars, as well as Indira Varma from Game of Thrones, and Benny Safdie for some reason.
It is a very diverse cast, and
Yeah.
they obviously did not tell us what characters these are.
No.
We can guess the ones who are recurring from the prequel trilogy are returning in their previous characters, but the rest of them, your guess is as good as mine. Who these people are playing, but it's definitely like a really eclectic cast and some great names in there, and some people, frankly, that I'm not previously familiar with. But I'm looking forward to it because I mean, if it's up to the quality of The Mandalorian, then this is going to be a great series.
Oh, yeah. The only thing that I've seen is Moses Ingram, who is billed right after Hayden Christensen, so you know that she's important. She said that she plays with lightsabers on Twitter. So people are starting to wonder, is she a Jedi who survived Order 66, like Cal Kestis, or is she an Inquisitor?
It's going to be interesting to see how much of like Clone Wars and Rebels you're going to have to be familiar with, if it's going to draw anything from that canon, or if this is going to be entirely new, unexplored territory. The time period kind of overlaps with that episode in the last season of Rebels, with its Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul Part 2, the rematch. And since Darth Maul does not appear to be in this, I guess we're not retreading that territory.
Yeah.
But what I really want to know is if Hayden Christensen is playing, is he playing Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker or both? Are we seeing him in flashbacks? Are we going to see him in the suit with the helmet off? Is he going to be trying to imitate James Earl Jones's voice? What exactly are we going to see here?
I've thought about this a lot, and it just baffles me that they would try to bring him back just to put him in a suit and you never see his face, because otherwise, like, why wouldn't you just say Darth Vader, and then you have Matt Taylor and James Earl Jones or something.
Hmm.
Why would you bring back Hayden Christensen if not to show his face? Maybe we get to see some flashbacks of him in Clone Wars armor, which we haven't seen in live action before, but would look really cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm hoping at least that we'll get to see Hayden's face, and we also might get to see a 10-year-old Luke, maybe
That would be
a little
really.
weird.
It might be fan service, but I'd like to see it as long as it isn't a creepy de-aged Mark Hamill's head painted into some CGI body. That would not be right.
Yeah, no, that would be really weird. I've also seen people think that Benny Safdie is going to be the son of Watto. I really hope so. Oh, that's brilliant. Man, I guess we'll have to see. It will stream exclusively on Disney Plus as a limited series. I'm not sure. I think it was supposed to come out in 2022 or 2023, but with COVID, I'm not sure if those
Hmm.
dates are still
I think
locked in.
the most important news that I heard recently, I believe we have confirmation that Jar Jar will not be in the show.
Yes,
Yeah.
sweet Jar Jar. Me so sad. Over at SeaWorld Orlando, Sesame Street's Julia has made her debut for Autism Acceptance Month. Now, she's appeared at other SeaWorld and Sesame Place parks before, but this is her debut at SeaWorld Orlando.
So Julia was added to Sesame Street a little bit after my time.
Yeah.
I stopped watching the show a few
How many years ago?
Yeah. But she's a character that was added a few years ago. A 4-year-old child who has autism, who's taught Elmo and Abby Kadabi about being on the spectrum, and so there's a socially distanced or physically distanced meet and greet that she participates in right now, and hopefully that'll continue past the end of April.
Yeah. I love seeing the characters, especially Ernie. I think he just got a new, like, really cute button down with a bunch of rubber duckies on it. I love seeing them in the parks. I think they're so cute and sweet. I think this is a great addition. More Sesame Street news over at SeaWorld San Diego. Sesame Street Bay of Play is now open with some modified offerings.
Yeah, so the Sesame Street area is at the San Diego park, because that park right now is still operating as a zoo and not a theme park. I believe the rides are not currently open, though I think that's going to change during the month of April. But I think we're going to talk to someone pretty soon who can give us some more information about that.
Yes.
But what there are a bunch of dance parties, meet and greets. There's a really neat animal presentation. I would wish that our SeaWorld would have an animal presentation involving Muppet characters. I think
Oh,
that's
I would
pretty
love
cool.
that.
And the one that I would be into is the story time with Big Bird.
Oh.
Um,
See, I was thinking the Big Bird's Bistro with the specialty smoothies.
Yeah, I think he puts birdseed in everything, and
Birdseed.
there's just so many birdseed smoothies, birdseed, and then like with the worms are in the protein shakes. So
It's protein.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean, flaxseed. They could put flaxseed in it and say
Totally,
it's
that I
birdseed,
could see.
and that would
Yeah,
be
little
themed
little
and delicious.
wheatgrass.
Yeah. Ugh. Wheatgrass is so gross. Over at Tokyo Disneyland, their final phase of the Fantasyland expansion, the Fantasyland Forest Theater, has opened, and it's very pretty.
Yeah, the facade alone looks gorgeous. I think they might have put more work into that facade than they did to half of New Fantasyland at Walt Disney World. I'm exaggerating a little, but Tokyo Disneyland is known for really elaborate shows.
Mhm.
to the point where I know if I ever do get over there to Tokyo Disneyland, I'll probably never get to see this show because there's a
Right?
daily lottery. You've got to use the app now. It used to be a physical fast pass machine that you'd use, but now it's in the app. But basically, only a fraction of the guests who are in the park on any given day are allowed in to see this show. At least it's a lottery system, which I guess is more fair than having to rush there and be the
Ugh.
first one there. But yeah, it's called Mickey's Magical Music World, and like all of these big stage productions at Tokyo Disneyland, it's going to be packed for every performance because they spare no expense.
Nope.
Yeah,
Uh, and I've seen videos of people racing to go get those
yeah, yeah.
passes.
At least you can get it through an app now. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I'm having flashbacks of Rise of the Resistance.
Hmm.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days.
Someday, someday.
Someday. Um, Over at Universal Orlando Resort, we finally got a look inside the new Universal Studios store.
Yes, they actually announced that it would be a studio store. I don't know, about 6 days before it opened or so, maybe a week.
Yeah, maybe.
Um, but this combined what used to be a series of stores that you might kind of find in any mall
Hmm.
across the country. That there was a Fossil where you could get watches and wallets, and there was a fresh produce clothing store, and they were all fine retail establishments. But I think a lot of people most used them as a cut through
Yep.
because you could sort of shortcut from the I guess the Quiet Flight surf shop straight through the Island clothing store and get from the parking garage to the studios a little quicker. That was pretty. I think much half of the people who walked in there. That's the only reason they went.
Yeah, I
Um,
always felt really bad.
so now it's the biggest studio store on Universal Orlando property, and I don't know. I think maybe some people were hoping it was going to be really super themed. That was going to be, you know, I don't know, have a lot of character. It looks like a really nice, clean, upscale department store. If you saw what they did to World of Disney at Disney Springs, how they kind of, made it all look sort of modern and trendy industrial and all particularly Disney. That's sort of what they did here. But there are some really neat theme touches. I like the floating candles on the ceiling in the Harry Potter section. That's a nice touch. And there's a section above where you can pick out wands where they have sort of constellations with little LED lights in the ceiling. Um, my favorite though is that along the wall, high up, are pieces of either engineering drawings or blueprints from all sorts of attractions. Bits of Hogwarts, but also ride vehicles. There's the ride path interior from Cat in the Hat. There's some really cool things, and then this big circular video screen right over the checkout area, and they play clips from different rides, including a very short clip from the Velocicoaster,
Ooh.
which is I guess its official POV footage, which is brand new, hot off the presses.
Yeah.
And there's a great big candy section. It's clean. It's easy to navigate. I am happy to say that they have a great big Velocicoaster section, and I picked up
Nice.
my Velocicoaster hat. What could go wrong?
A lot, I'm sure.
Um, so I'll be happy to wear that to the park and hopefully not lose it on an attraction.
I was just gonna say that. Make sure you take off your hats and best remove them. That's
The
what.
other the other thing that I thought was kind of cool is they've got this wall of T-shirts, and these are kind of some are a little edgy. They are definitely not your typical old-fashioned Universal Studios T-shirts. I don't think I've seen some of these inside the parks before. Um, yeah, some of them are kind of
I just
creative.
see the Shrek dad bod
Dad bod.
shirt
Yep, yep, that's one.
and
Uh,
sexy bald guy,
yeah,
which I assume is Minions.
yep. Yeah, so it definitely it is a one-stop shop. If you want, you can get pretty much anything from inside the parks that you would want in there. And if you can't find it there, you can just go right across the courtyard to what used to be the studio store, which is now the Legacy store. And it's like half store and half museum now. Highly recommend checking that out. They've been adding more and more stuff every day, and it's really well done.
Just make it a museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Well,
make
it's a museum that makes money, which is their favorite
right.
kind of museum.
Isn't that what theme parks are? Museums that
Pretty
make
much,
money.
I think that's what Walt said, right? That's he wanted Disneyland to be a museum that makes money.
Yeah,
I
that's what that quote
think that's
says.
exactly what that quote said.
Big news for you Epcot Festival fans. Diet Epcot is not long for this world because the full Epcot International Food and Wine Festival is back on July 15th.
Oh, I hope this is true. I'm trying not to get my hopes up yet because they've cut the taste of off of the event. It's no longer
Yeah,
the taste of the festival. It's the festival. But I don't believe we yet have details on concerts
nope.
and tastings and seminars and the kind of, more intimate, close-up events that made the festival more than just drink around the world.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see more marketplaces back, and though I kind of hope they can still use the World Showplace because I really liked having that indoor area that was like a best of. Um, but the Eat to the Beat concert series I think is a big part of making the festival the full festival,
hmm
and I'm very excited to see when the details on that will be announced
yeah. The Disney Parks blog said soon, but
soon.
we don't know when
Soon,
soon is.
soon.
They did mention that there is a new cheese trail thing,
Yeah.
Emil's Fromage Montage.
Well, I tell you that these passport trails have been very successful in getting me to spend money on items that I otherwise wouldn't, because there's always like three things on there that I definitely would have tried anyway. There's one thing on there that I might not have tried, but okay, I'll go for it. And there's always one thing on there that I would never decide to pick by myself. But you get to that point and you want the free dessert. So
Yep.
you wind up getting that last thing. And then you hopefully get the Dole Whip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be bringing my lactate pills for sure for this cheese trail.
What if the grand prize is more cheese?
Hopefully the grand prize is a mouse, because you now have so much cheese, you need someone to feed it to.
They will also return with Remy's Ratatouille Hide and Squeak, where you find the little statuettes of Remy hidden throughout World Showcase.
I think
And
they're gonna just stop putting the year on the cards,
yeah,
and just or make it just a sticker so they can it's because they bring it back.
every
It's
year.
been pop because I mean it's popular. It's
Yeah. And then, of course, merchandise, including a new festival collection with a Spirit jersey, baseball cap, and then the only performances that they've teased so far are
mhm.
from the traditional Epcot performers, Voices of Liberty, Mariachi Cobre, and the Jammin' Chefs.
Which are all great, but these guys have been really like pulling more than their weight
Yeah.
for Epcot entertainment since the parks reopened. Especially, I feel like Mariachi Cobre and the Gem and Chefs. Voices of Liberty came back not too long ago for I guess for the Arts Festival is when they finally brought them back.
Yes.
But it's Yeah, they've been working hard and they need some help.
Yeah.
Let's get them more and the pianists, Carol Stein and the
Oh
other
yeah.
pianists, they've also been working real hard. They need some more entertainment to take some of the load.
Bring back Boys to Men. They'll come back.
Yes,
Some big news that I'm sure we'll speak more on later, but we
absolutely.
finally have an opening date for Universal Studios Hollywood, and it's April 16th, which, if you're listening to this on the 5th, that's only 11 days from now.
Right. And I feel like this is a pattern where Disney announced something first, but it's not going to happen for a while.
Yeah.
And then after Disney makes their announcement, then Universal comes in and says, "Yeah, we're doing that same thing in a week and a half." Uh, so yeah, you can't go to Disneyland until the very end of April, but starting April 16th, you are going to be able to visit Universal Studios Hollywood once again. And if you've got an annual pass, which has not been canceled at Universal, you
T.
can use that starting on the 15th. I think it's pretty cool. Anyone who had an annual pass that was valid through, I think, the 15th, are going to be eligible for bonus days, where on select days through May, they can use it and it doesn't count against their pass or anything. Like if they had bought a pass and hadn't activated it yet, they can use it and it doesn't count against their pass being
Nice.
activated. They're being really cool about this for with annual pass holders, which I think they're really, they're trying hard to get some goodwill from annual pass. Say, come to
Yeah.
come and join us. Um, so yeah, and the coolest thing, of course, is that two, not completely one completely brand new attraction, and one upgraded new attraction, which I was really excited to see. Secret Life of Pets off the leash. It was supposed to open like pretty much the day everything shut down,
Yeah. Oh.
and I've been dying to see this. So that's really exciting. Universal Studios needs dark rides, family-friendly dark rides that everyone can enjoy so badly. And this is not 3D. This is not screens and simulators. This is like, 60 something animatronics, and sets and some cool projection mapping and face identity technology. But it's just an old-fashioned Omnimover style dark ride, which that park really has always needed.
And you get to turn into a puppy.
Absolutely.
So,
I wish it would let me turn into a cat. I would rather turn into a
oh,
cat than a puppy, but
maybe they'll
just
add
because it's
that.
canine biased, that's fine. That's fine.
Write a letter to Universal Guest
They don't
Services and be like,
they see my letters coming and they just go straight into the incinerator.
File 13.
I I also think that it's kind of weird that Jurassic World opened once before without really being finished, but this is like that was like the beta version of Jurassic World. Now we're getting the finished where they've patched it sort of
So it's like Cyberpunk.
Project. I was gonna say Project Red was working on this. They finally they finally patched it and it runs with all the intended features, including a really cool finale with what I hear is an amazing animatronic
I can't wait
Indominus
to see it.
Rex. I was rewatching our video, the POV, and there's a lot of really neat things. I kind of like. I know a lot of people hate it, but I kind of like the digital aquarium at the beginning. And that blue animatronic just before the finale is amazing. But the Indominus who was in there originally is just kind of like a head that kind of
Yeah,
comes out a little bit and chomps a little. Not all that scary.
it's like bird on a stick. Like,
Exact. Yeah, a little better than that, but he ain't
yeah.
no Carnotaurus. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah.
From what I hear, this thing's gonna really wow people. I'm excited.
I hope
Um,
they release some pro shot of it because I would love to see it.
yeah. And I can't wait to emigrate to California and become a citizen someday and be allowed to see it in person.
Yeah, just like Disneyland, you are not able to visit Universal Hollywood unless you are a California resident.
Hmm.
So don't book any flights anytime soon.
Now, I was looking through Universal's website tonight, and they do have a frequently asked questions. They have details on their health and safety protocols, which are very similar to what we see in Orlando, with the addition of obviously no one who from outside of California is allowed to buy a ticket or attend. I don't think we have complete details yet on what attractions are going to be open, where they're going to be closed. We know some, including Forbidden Journey in the Harry Potter area, and Transformers, Revenge of the Mummy, obviously Jurassic World and Secret Life of Pets will be open. In terms of shows, I've heard that the special effects show is not going to run. I don't know about Waterworld. I hope Waterworld comes back because that's the greatest show ever. But I guess the website right now says check on the day to see what's opening, and I have a feeling that it'll probably be a back and forth with the state regulators and the safety teams. Something like I don't think that the Simpsons ride or the Despicable Me simulator are currently on the operating list, so that they might, I don't know, have to do something before that happens.
Yeah, they said that those areas would be open, but it didn't
Right.
say that the rides would be operating. So
Yes, they're very careful in the way they phrase that. So
yeah.
it's going to be a work in progress. And as we've said before, if you are one of the lucky people to go there, especially on that 15th for that annual pass holder day, don't go in
Hmm.
there, to bash it, to make life hard for the employees. They've had a really rough year. It's going to take time for things to be back to normal. So be patient, please. Be nice,
Yeah, be nice or else we'll be
please. This is
very
why you can't, or
disappointed.
we won't be able to have nice things.
Exactly. Now, without further ado, since we still don't have the main attraction da 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 video for you just yet, but I have asked for it.
One of
So
these days.
I have asked for it.
That'll be right before your last day.
Right?
When they'll be like, Brittany, here's that video you've been asking for the last 6 years. All right,
Oh, God.
you're fired.
Ow. I would hope that they wouldn't hand
It's
me
your
that
going
as
away present.
my
That's your
severance. There
severance.
you go. This week we are joined by a very special guest. Please give a round of applause to Eric O.
Hello and good
No,
evening.
no, Eric, you don't applaud yourself. You don't. We
Why
applaud. We
not?
applaud you.
Oh, well, I applaud myself tonight. That's what's gonna happen. Well, anyway, thank you so much, Brittany and Seth, for having me on the podcast tonight. As you
That-
see right now, I am currently in a remote location within the Universal Studios Hollywood theme park. And behind me, can't say, but yeah, we're
It
gonna have a
looks-
good time.
Those hills look suspiciously video game themed to us.
Yeah.
Very much so. I agree with you there.
Huh. Interesting.
So, for anyone who is listening who does not know you, Eric, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background? What have you done in the past? What do you do now? Give us a little bit, get to know you.
Yeah, so once again, my name's Eric. I've been pretty much a theme park fanatic my entire life. It was about 10 years ago that I started becoming like a theme park blogger. I started out with this really small blog, and then that went away. Then I moved over to the wonderful team at Orlando Informer. I was given the fortunate opportunity to run California Informer. I was able to help plan vacations for families who came to visit Universal Studios Hollywood. I graduated from that, and now I'm a proud team member here at Universal Studios Hollywood. And that's where my journey is so far.
Yay.
Excellent.
Yeah, how exciting.
And so, you don't have to go into any personal detail, but what's it been like as a theme park employee in California with no theme parks operating over the last year?
It's definitely been a very unprecedented time, as we're all saying these days. colleagues from the Disneyland Resort to Knott's Berry Farm, Six Flags Magic Mountain. I know these friends. I get to know them. They're all very excited about the news that the governor's office has allowed theme parks and amusement parks to reopen within their red tier, within the blueprint for a safer community here in the state of California. Things are moving at a rapid pace. Lots of team members are being called back to make magic or epic thrills for all our guests in California only.
Well, so as a California resident, you have been able to attend some of these events that have been happening in the last few weeks. So, why don't you give us a rundown of what are some of the theme park reopening events in Southern California you've been able to go to so far?
So let's start the journey back to the middle of summer. So Knott's Berry Farm started out with their all-new Taste of Calico event where guests paid $25. It included admission and 5 tastings of choice within the Calico area at Knott's Berry Farm. Guests could try all the boysenberry goodness possible, including like a boysenberry stuffed churro, boysenberry barbecue wings, pretty much anything boysenberry related. There was some live entertainment they were able to bring on, such as like a magician, live DJ, and it grew from there into these Halloween, Christmas events, now the Taste of Boysenberry Festival. Those events have been absolutely fantastic. It's been nice to be able to get out of the house, eat food, of course, lots of it the past few months.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun.
I gotta say, I'm a little jealous. I've
Yeah.
been to Knott's Berry Farm as a theme park, and the rides are okay. I mean, the timber log ride and the mine train are both great, but I could easily spend a day there just eating and seeing the live entertainment, and being able to do that for just $25. That
It's a steal.
sounds like a great deal. And Knott's Berry Farm was kind of the first one to come out of the gate and offer that sort of thing. So I think they got a lot of attention for doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then following the reopening of Knott's Berry Farm for Taste of Calico, SeaWorld in San Diego reopened with SeaWorld Zoo Days Barbecue and Brews, where it's basically the same concept, where guests got 5 tastings of barbecue and brews. It also included all of their outdoor animal presentations, Orca Encounter, Sea Lions Live, and Dolphin Days, and all the outdoor animal exhibits.
Mm-hmm.
It's SeaWorld, I feel, they offer a great product. Gonna let you know there. SeaWorld offers a really strong product. They've been able to add their seasonal events, such as their popular Christmas celebration, lots of lights, some entertainment, and then right now they're celebrating spring break.
Mm-hmm.
And SeaWorld San Diego is currently the only theme park in California showing fireworks.
Hmm.
They are showing them
Interesting.
nightly through April 11th and every Friday, Saturday, as well as Sunday of Memorial Day weekend through May 30th. So if you want to spend the weekend in San Diego, SeaWorld's your place to go. You'll be able to enjoy all the animal exhibits, including the R is for Rescue Sesame presentation, where Elmo and Abby Kadabi co-host the show. They bring out some cool animals. It's great for the little kids.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I miss fireworks.
I know, I miss them too. Seth very much knows that nighttime spectaculars are my favorite thing at this theme park.
Absolutely. And you're a big fan
aficionado.
of the one here at SeaWorld Orlando, the electric
Yes,
Electric
Ignite.
Ocean, which
hmm
I'm not sure. Hopefully that'll be able to come back someday. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, SeaWorld seems to be really pushing things to
mhm.
get guests to enter the theme
Yeah.
park. Yeah. Then, of
And
course-
then, oh yeah, and then you've been to Six Flags, right?
Yes, I was there when he reopened on the 1st, and I was there about 6 hours ago.
Oh
So
wow,
this is-
Oh, 6 hours ago.
6
Yeah,
hours.
this was- yeah, I literally, after Six Flags, I drove over to Universal Studios Hollywood for Tasting Universal, did a podcast with the view behind me. Fantastic. It's a great way to kick off my week. So,
Wow,
Busy day.
Yeah,
you
so-
put on a lot of miles.
Yeah.
yeah, so I came back from Oregon about 2 weeks ago, The next day I went straight down to San Diego. Just so you guys know, I live pretty far from San Diego. I'm about 150 miles away from San Diego.
I say
Gosh.
that's a drive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I love these parks. I'm willing
Yeah.
to spend the gas money
Obviously.
to.
Yeah, and California gas is not cheap.
No, right now California's in that summer blended gas, so we're looking at average $4 a gallon.
So I'm gonna be I'm gonna ask you an investigative journalism question here.
Sure.
My
What you got for
personal
me?
experience with not SeaWorld, I'm sorry, Six Flags, before the pandemic, is that especially on opening days, operations not necessarily great, staff maybe not as well trained as some of the bigger theme parks. How did you see Six Flags handle operations under the new restrictions?
Well, gonna start out with opening day, April 1st. Six Flags opened with some fanfare, I guess. There were no big press events like what Disneyland Paris did when he reopened, but this process was very smooth. So the guest experience starts at the parking tolls. From there, you will pay your parking if you don't have a season pass, which is currently $25 a car. But if you have a Rally season pass or membership, you'll be able to get your free parking. If you have the highest tier, the Diamond Elite, you'll be able to reserve your preferred parking, which I got. I parked right in front of the main gate, just walked pretty much out of my car into the main grounds. Then every other theme park is pretty much similar. There's temperature screenings where if you have a temperature of 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit, you won't be allowed in. But Six Flags Magic Mountain does have paramedics on site for a secondary screening.
Okay.
Following there, team members are checking your reservation. With Six Flags compared to other Disney parks and such, they have time entry starting from park closing or
Oh.
starting from park opening to every 15 minutes until 1 hour before park closing.
Hmm.
So when you go to Six Flags Magic Mountain, Six Flags make sure to let you know that you cannot arrive early. You can
Oh.
arrive anytime after your reservation. So my
Okay.
reservation for today was at 12:15.
Okay.
I arrived then. They did pretty much what I mentioned earlier. Got in the park, and it was pretty slow. I was gonna say, compared to opening day, today was kind of rough. Obviously, today is Easter Sunday, so it's
Sure.
a little busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Team members on opening day, they're very out there to ensure that they enforce physical
Mm-hmm.
distancing. They have team members in the main entry plaza with big blue signs that says please maintain the social distancing. They call it social distancing. I call it physical distancing. That's
Right.
just so you guys know, they both mean the same thing.
Mhm.
Then on some of the on all the attractions, they actually have team members in the queue to ensure that you are following the 6-foot guidance that the CDC recommends. They are big. They're small yellow dots, kind of hard to see compared to the big ones you see at Disney Universal.
Uh-huh.
They have team members to ensure, hey, make sure you stand over here. It was smooth.
Nice.
Now with the California COVID-19 guidelines, they bar any indoor queuing.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So they only have basically one ride that has an indoor queue. That is Justice League Battle for
Justice League.
Metropolis, which is
Uh-huh.
at numerous other Six Flags parks around the world. All queuing is outside. So from that experience, they of course had us wait outside. Then they pulsed us in to ensure that we don't wait in line. We each got our own vehicle, did the ride. It was fun. They do sanitize the rides every 30 minutes to an hour. They don't sanitize after every cycle. Not sure why, but that's Six Flags. And from there, they basically just went through the day, had fun. I also had a flash pass, which is your version of a virtual queue. If you're familiar with Universal's Volcano Bay, it's same exact wristband. An employee will tap on your band to ensure that you turn at your time it is. But with Six Flags, they're actually touchscreens. So
Ooh.
these bands. You can tap on it. You can reserve any ride. It'll give you a countdown of 10 minutes away. Your time is up,
Mm-hmm.
and I can book as many as I want throughout the day. Smooth opening day. Food. They had introduced mobile order for the first time at the theme park.
Uh-huh.
Only 3 restaurants opening day: Johnny Rockets, Wascals, and Katie's Kettle. Essentially, all those places serve burgers and French fries.
Okay. So if you
Yeah.
want burgers and fries, you're set.
Yeah.
Exactly. But they had other restaurants open that weren't using mobile order. So talking about that, there's a bit difficulty of guests maintaining physical distancing since not all these restaurants had mobile order ready to go opening day. So queues spilled out onto the streets. People
Mhm.
weren't being physically distanced
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, but Six Flags tried to push mobile order. They have these big signs in front of the restaurant saying mobile order available here. Well,
Cool.
that didn't happen, but yeah. Then that was pretty much my Six Flags day. Some
Okay.
hiccups there opening day, but I was pretty impressed with Six Flags Magic Mountain reopening under a restricted capacity of 15% capacity. But starting tomorrow, they'll be able to bump up to 25% within the orange tier.
With 15%, what were wait times like for the rides?
So the most popular rides: Twisted Colossus, X2, and their brand new coaster, West Coast Racers, were averaging wildly from a 45-minute wait to a 90-minute wait.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
it varies. Six Flags is notoriously known, as I said earlier, for having inefficient operations. So that's where some of the long wait times were. But most of the other coasters were running multiple trains, so the queue was pretty efficient.
Oh, good.
Cool.
And of course, you must have been back to the Disneyland resort. Have you been able to attend the Taste of Disney events?
Yes, I visited
Touch of Disney.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Touch
Touch
of
of Disney, Taste of
Sorry.
Universe. Everyone else is a taste of something. This
I
is a
know.
touch of.
Yeah, so I visited Touch of Disney the day after I went to SeaWorld. I got there in the mid-afternoon. I didn't have any issues parking. There's no line to get in through temperature screenings as well as park entry. One thing that I did not know is they make you walk the tram route. And it was about 90 degrees that day.
Oh no.
So once you get out of the parking garage, you go down, there's no tram.
Mhm,
you have to walk.
that's a hike.
Oh,
You have
that's
to walk
That is a
about
hike.
a little over a quarter mile long just to get into the
Uh.
park itself. But then the nice thing was on the tram route they had some of these photo ops with it as you were walking down. They had
Oh, neat.
speakers playing the Esplanade music, so the
oh.
magic was there.
That's
Definitely. Once you stepped out of the garage, Esplanade was piping all the way through from when I left my car all the way inside Disney California before Touch of Disney. Yeah. And
Nice.
of course the food. Gonna let you know, if you visited the Food and Wine Festival in the past, you may know that the portions are a little tiny.
Hmm.
The ticket was $75 and it included a $25 tasting card. I
25
was-
bucks probably didn't go very far, did it?
No. I had anticipated all these items to be $5, but no. A
No.
lot of these items were charging between $7 to $9 an item.
What?
Yeah,
So with my tasty card, I was only able to get 2.5 items. The
Mm.
rest I had
Oh
to
my
pay
God.
for.
right. What
One
was the
thing I-
best thing you got to try?
Ooh.
It was the pickle thing, wasn't it?
No.
Oh,
we don't talk about
that
that. We
pi-
don't talk about the corn dog.
No.
I,
I saw that. I saw the cross section in a picture, and I thought it had to be an April
Disgusting.
Fool's joke.
Yeah,
I
they're
was-
just
With peanut butter.
yeah, it's like, see, I saw a picture of the corn dog. It looked more pickle than a hot dog. Well, why?
it's right. I don't know.
But
I
going
don't
back
know.
to your question, the favorite item I had there, for me, I'm always a classic. I like the tomato basil and grilled cheese from Jolly Holiday. That's
Oh yeah.
always a classic for me.
Any Jolly Holiday. Did they have
Yeah, from Toronto.
macaroon? Did they have Matterhorn macaroons? Because
They
that's
did not. That's
oh, I've
still
missed
in
those.
Disneyland.
That's the first thing that I'm gonna get when I get back to
Yeah.
Disneyland is a Matterhorn
That
macaroon.
was probably my favorite thing. I also tried this jalapeno bacon peanut butter brittle.
Ooh.
What?
Hmm.
The jalapeno bacon peanut butter brittle.
That's a
It
lot of
was-
things.
Okay.
That's a
was-
lot of things. Okay.
It was very savory, but I
Hmm.
could not finish it because
I can
forget
imagine.
how tough brittle is on your teeth.
Yes.
Couldn't
Oh,
finish
yeah.
that. Then one of the most popular items was the pepperoni pizza egg rolls.
We have pepperoni
Eh.
pizza egg rolls from the cart in Adventureland.
Yeah, that's right.
And I do always see a line for them, and I'm never sure why. I miss the egg roll flavored egg rolls. Those are my
Yes.
favorite egg
Yes.
rolls, the ones that taste like egg rolls.
Yeah, I was a bit perplexed by that pepperoni pizza
Yep.
rolls. They're
We also have cheeseburger ones, I believe.
Oh, the cheeseburger ones. People
Cheeseburgers?
go crazy
Oh.
for them.
Yep.
talking about a cheeseburger, totally random. Many years ago, when Simpsons or Springfield opened here, we had a cheeseburger flavored donut.
Ew.
Ooh.
That sounds
Ooh.
gross.
Not
It would have
nacho
been really big in Japan. They would have loved it in
It was
Japan.
the frosting was nacho cheese.
Oh, it's
And
definitely not
everything.
my cheese.
No,
No.
not joking.
No, I
Definitely not my cheese.
Tolerant.
I was changed on it. But yeah, going back to Disney, food was okay. It was palpable, but I was mostly there for the photo pass photographers. They had a lot of them roaming around the park.
Mm-hmm.
Got some great photos in front of Pixar Pier. Then they also have magic shots, which I didn't know they were happening. So I got a
Huh?
picture over at the side entrance to Cars Land, where you have that vista of the whole
Mm-hmm.
canyon. It's great. My magic shot was the blue helicopter Dynaco guy from
Ah.
Planes, or was it from Cars? One of those two movies. That was fun. And had to end by night, of course, by meeting some characters. I saw Joy from Inside Out.
Nice.
I didn't see Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse there, nowhere to be found when
Aw.
I was there.
Huh.
Although I heard they were meeting at the Silly Symphony Swings from far away, so that might be why I haven't seen them.
Right.
And it's just nice to be back in a Disney park. They have these special versions of Disney songs from like the Disney Mania albums. Remember those?
Oh, classic.
Mhm, mhm.
Yes.
Oh my god! It just brought me
Yes.
back to waiting for Fantasmic at Disney Hollywood Studios, hearing all those pop versions of Disney songs. It kind of reminded me of
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't do any shopping. Just I spent a lot of money as is already, and I don't need to spend
Yeah.
more on Disney.
Sure.
So since you had to spend more than you had anticipated on
Mhm.
food, would you consider it worth it? I know at this point it's sold out and then
Yeah,
they're
completely sold
opening
out.
at the end of the
Uh,
month, but
I feel like if you're mostly focused on meeting a character, shopping, and getting pictures, that might be some value. But if you're there strictly for the food, you might be a little disappointed. Just $25,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really hard to enter onto the app because if you have
Oh.
either Disneyland app or the My Disney Experience app,
Hmm.
you know how you can scan those gift cards
Mhm.
for such a Disney. They had you manually enter in the entire 16-digit number
Oof.
every time you wanted it. So
That's how they save money. So many people give up; they don't get their 20.
yeah. But
Wow.
yeah, my review for such a Disney was it was okay.
It was okay.
okay.
It was
That's
okay.
For,
That was very
for,
very diplomatic.
Yeah.
for-
So,
Yeah.
so last
Before
but not
we're-
least, is where you are right now, which is Universal Hollywood, and I know you might have to give us a little disclaimer before you tell us about the reopening events there.
Yes. So while I'm a employee of the theme park, I'm unable to talk on any specifics about rumors or any disparaging comments about this park. So gonna leave it at that. But
All opinions are your own and do not reflect the official policy of
exactly,
Universal
yes.
Studios.
I do not.
Everyone's
Yes. Yeah. So as you see behind me, I'm here at this remote location in the theme park. I visited Tasty Universal on Thursday, where got to pretty much roam the entire park grounds. They had essentially all the restaurants open, minus their grab and go restaurants, Palace Theater Cafe, Studio Cafe, and Panda Express right next to me. What a bummer.
Oh well.
But what's nice about the event is the environment is very relaxing. Because if you've been to Universal Studios Hollywood in the past or in Orlando, you know how busy the experience can be.
Mm-hmm.
The whole atmosphere can be a little bustling. But with Tasting Universal, it's very laid back. They have characters here. You can meet the Transformers, Optimus, Bumblebee, and Megatron. Optimus Prime is speaking with guests, so you can have a full-on conversation
cool.
with him.
The interactive one, very cool.
Yeah, we also have Donkey meeting in his travel agent office. He has retired. Yeah, he has retired his waffle cart. He's now a travel agent.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Gotta go where the money is.
Yes. Then Hello Kitty was meeting right in front of the animation studio store, and you can meet a few minions. So they kind of sprinkle throughout the park.
Now, I heard rumor that the shop attached to Secret Life of Pets was open. Did you get to peek in there?
Yes, so the pet store, which is the exit gift shop to the Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash, was open shortly before Universal Studios Hollywood closed on March 14th. But I was able to sneak in there by like 3 days before it closed. It's a really cute shop. Essentially, it's like an animal shelter.
Aww.
Where you can adopt your own puppy. So
if
you aren't familiar with what the Secret Life of Pets ride is about, essentially you are a puppy and you're on your way to find your forever homes. It's a really cute story, and the exit gift shop immediately follows that. So with the adopt a pup, it's kind of similar to like a Build-A-Bear, where you pick out the parts, you get to name it, they give you a certificate saying this is adopted on this day. I don't have one yet, but probably should take one home. You know, always adopt.
Right.
Go to animal shelters. It's very important.
Do they have cats? Do they have
only
cats?
Dogs right now? Only dogs.
I'm gonna lead a protest. I'm gonna lead a protest. The other thing that I'm really excited about is the new Minions Cafe. There's an updated restaurant near the Despicable Me ride. Have you gotten a chance to try any of the food there?
Oh yeah, I tried a whole bunch of things there. So if you've been before, this used to be Gru's Lab Cafe. Prior to that was Cybergirl from Terminator 2 3D. So it's always been a restaurant space. With Minion Cafe, they've totally redone the entire restaurant. They made it more kind of pop art. The outside is it's a very Art Deco kind of theming out there. Yeah, they have like spray painted that the Minions have done. They spray painted their own building. Brand new marquee. It's a neon sign, so it looks great at night.
Oh, that's cool.
Their menu is pretty brand new. Previously they had this grilled cheese pulled pork sandwich that was pressed with a Gru logo stamp that was kind of burned into the bread. I missed that. They don't have that anymore. Now they have a new version. They have a grilled cheese on a sourdough, pretty classic.
More cheese. What is with these people are trying to kill me with the cheese?
All cheese and no cats.
And there's also a grilled cheese with meatballs on a sourdough.
Oh, okay.
Supposedly, when the park reopens, the regular grilled cheese will come with a side of banana barbecue sauce.
Okay, I want to know what... I've had mango barbecue. Like? I've had peach barbecue. I don't think I've ever had banana barbecue. No.
I haven't either. I'm curious to
all right.
try it out. If
you're a designated taste tester on that one.
Yes, if you see my adventures at Halloween or Horror Nights, I will pretty much eat anything. Seth knows this really
I can testify. I can testify.
Oh yeah. Then they also have a lot of cute. They also have cute desserts. They have a unicorn cupcake. It's essentially a confetti cake.
It's so fluffy.
It's sprinkled. It's gold dusted, so it kind of sprinkles.
Oh.
It's a pretty classic one.
All right.
Yeah, they also have these loaded nachos, chili cheese tots.
The ramen bowl.
Yes, I'm all about. I want to try the ramen bowl. There, as far as I know, no place to get a good bowl of ramen in any of the California theme parks. Yes. And you think there would be?
Yeah. So during Lunar New Year at our park, we had a pork ramen bowl that was
Oh.
delicious.
Yo.
They had pork ramen. They also have pho. They also had an option too in a theme park.
Nice.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty unprecedented. Then as well as yeah. Sorry about the interrupting. You might wanna edit that out.
Too late. You're live.
I'm leaving it in.
It's real life right there.
Show what's gonna go on.
All right.
Yeah, that
Well,
was
before he gets Eric gets evicted by
Well,
security.
Well, I do
Yeah.
want to add a little bit about my SeaWorld trips. That's gonna be
Okay.
my last thing. So, if you know me, I love SeaWorld San Diego. You don't have to bash me for the whole animal cruelty thing. I totally understand that. But of course, SeaWorld's open as a zoo. Only animal presentations. Right now, Seven Seas Food Festival. That's also going on as well. Good food, lamb sliders.
Okay.
A lot of lamb in SeaWorld for some reason.
Well,
For some reason.
they're not
all the
serving
drinks.
whale, so.
Yeah, and all the drinks you can get. That's one thing that SeaWorld is known for, is all the flowing alcohol. I didn't buy because I had to drive 3 hours back home, so couldn't do that.
Right.
Responsible.
Yeah, so with Seven Seas Food Festival going on,
Mhm.
there's a Polynesian fire dancing show going on inside Orca Encounter, which kind of weird. With Orca Encounter
interesting
going on
choice.
during the day, then at night it turns into a Polynesian stage, where
Okay.
it's a very traditional kind of Polynesian show. Obviously, we're not in Hawaii, so it's
I
not the
grew up
authentic
on the SeaWorld luau. They used to have back in the
really?
70s. SeaWorld
Oh.
Orlando had a luau, and it was cheaper than going to the one at the Poly at Walt Disney World, because that's the one.
Yes.
So that's the one my family went to.
Mhm.
So
And of course,
I got a soft
Yeah.
spot for that.
my house fireworks. Great. SeaWorld's only allowed to do 5-minute shows 129 times a year. You don't have to read into it. It's a whole legality thing with the California Coastal Commission.
Huh.
So it was nice to be able to see those fireworks from Orca Encounter, as well as in front of the park, the back of the park, where they shoot it off. And to let you know, these fireworks are grand. They're like Disney style fireworks. They're very large fireworks. So if
Okay.
you're local to San Diego, you should definitely go down there, spend a weekend, see at Seven Seas Food Festival runs every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through May 2nd. And fireworks are nightly through April 11th, and every Friday, Saturday, and through May 30th. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got for SeaWorld. Fine. It was a little goodie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we hope that you are staying healthy, visiting
Yes.
all those parks. You
yeah.
don't have to you don't have to throw any particular park under the bus or any person, but overall, do you feel like the parks that you visited have been operating safely, and are people around you cooperating as much as you'd like?
I'd say at Six Flags, they've been a higher face covering compliance, and I've totally didn't anticipate. Disney, Universal, hands-on. SeaWorld, hit or miss, but they're starting to kind of do better, which I really appreciate. So, California theme parks are definitely being much more responsible because local and state government are forcing them to operate in these manners.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I think California theme parks are ready to come back to welcome everybody soon, sometime. And yeah, it's nice to come back, get outside, get some fresh air away from everybody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to be in nature, the green rolling hills,
With
you
the
know,
blue rolling hills and the
and the yellow power blocks.
nondescript video game environment.
In India
No comment.
or whatever.
No comment.
Well, I think that's all the questions that I had for Eric. I hope we get to see you in Orlando sometime soon, and I know you're looking forward to getting back to work. So good luck with that.
Thank you. And I'll be back in Orlando, hopefully for Halloween Horror Nights 30. That's
Oh
next
yeah.
weekend.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll come too.
Yes.
Uh,
Brittany. Well,
There'll be
would
party.
love to-
Listen, I don't like haunts, but I feel like
Ah.
it's going to be a thing, like a homecoming thing.
We will
That I-
drag you through, like one
I'll
person
cry.
on either side,
Or
kicking and
we can visit you
screaming.
in Texas.
Yeah.
No, that would be
Well,
even scarier than anyone in
yeah. Yeah,
I do want to
maybe.
visit. Yeah. But I do want to
Maybe
visit
wait a
SeaWorld
little
San
bit.
Antonio. Yeah.
Oh
I do-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to visit those parks out there, Six Flags and SeaWorld.
I haven't been to Six Flags, but I've been to SeaWorld a couple of times.
Ah, nice.
All right, it's a road trip.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a road trip,
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Eric.
of course.
Take
my
care
honor.
and stay safe.
I
Yes.
will, and have a great week, everybody.
Happy Easter.
Thanks.
Happy Easter.
Yay.
That was great.
Yeah. It's so weird. I wonder where he was.
I have no idea. It's mysterious.
No idea.
Well,
And
it is exciting to hear about California reawakening,
yeah.
and there's going to be a lot more news about parks reopening throughout April. So it's buckle up because it's going to be, boy, just that between the 16th when Universal opens to the public and the 30th when Disneyland opens. It's going to be a
Yeah.
wild ride.
Are we finally getting back to normal?
Oh, yeah,
Is
well, I
it
don't know if we're
normal?
ever gonna be back to normal, but
Right?
we're moving forward, and that's the
We're-
important thing.
Yes, that is true. I do have some listener thank yous to share this
Awesome.
week. In case you did not know, Attractions Magazine has a 4-tier subscription service. And if you pick club or VIP tiers, the week after you subscribe, you get a shout out on the podcast. So this week we give big applause and thanks to Austin Baker and Dave Montgomery. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yay!
And this is my favorite part of the show because I
This
get
is
to
your part.
smoothly segue into just naked begging that please, we need your stars. We need all 5 of your stars, and we need those stars on Apple Podcasts. Please leave a review. Please help spread the word and have the AI algorithms share the goodness of the Attractions Podcast with strangers that you really don't care about or know. And if you want to help continue sharing the good word, the gospel of Attractions Magazine, and more importantly, you want to find more of us on the interwebs. Me personally, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @skuberski or at the UG series. And you can pick up a copy of my books at theunofficialguides.com. And Brittany, where can people find you and the Attractions Magazine?
You can find me at Brittany Tuttle. That's BRITTANITUTTLE. Yes, it's spelled funny on Twitter and Instagram, as well as every day at attractionsmagazine.com, at Attractions on Twitter, at Attractions Magazine on Instagram, and youtube.com/attractionsmagazine, where you've been hanging out with us for the live show.
And we're so glad you did.
Yes. So, and it's Easter too. You guys picked us. Spend your Easter evening with.
I'm going to go have like my 7th deviled egg, I think.
I have Reese's eggs waiting for
Ooh,
me
the
after
peanut
this.
butter ones. Oh,
Yes.
those are so good.
Yes.
So good.
And until next week, I hope you guys stay safe, wear your mask, get vaccinated if you can, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.